Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Napoleon, and today we're back with another Enlisted video. Today we have a lot of new stuff. As a matter of fact, it's so much that I think I will take an extra long amount of time. But for this week, we have Reinforcements, the Specialist. This is a new event, making Enlisted better place at number 34, update 0.4.2.53, the temporary available Shoshat squad for Moscow allies, and of course the new Enlisted that is going to be coming for Enlisted. But that said, without further ado, let's get started. The first one we have up is the Reinforcements for the Specialist. We are going to be getting from March 13th, 1300 UTC time to the 31st of March, 1300 UTC time, any points in new campaigns and up more rewards. For example, March 13th, 2023, you're going to get silver orders, appearances, the 3 M2 mortars, WC-35 squad, ART squad for Moscow and Axis, both Axis and Allies. You're going to get anti-tank squad and a gold weapons order. Now, a lot of people have been saying that it costs 15,000 score each, but at the same time, you have to realize from what I'm seeing in these pictures, both squads basically have late war equipment rifles. So this unit, even though it's an anti-tank unit, and although I'm suggesting they're terrible anti-tank units, these are going to be very good against taking out infantry as well, because they're going to be giving the ZB, ZH-29 and the AVS-36, so that's going to be very, very interesting. And honestly, if you ask me, these are worth it. Not so much in the anti-tank role, but so much so in the gun role. But that said, that's not a lot of stuff. 15,000k for every point is a lot. I sometimes almost did not make it, but at the end, my skill came into play and I was able to make it. Of course, that means you're going to be playing a lot of battles. I estimate around 5 battles on average for each person, and if the situation turns really bad, at least 10 battles to get 15k. So yeah, that's that. After that, we have making Enlisted better place number 34, and this time we just have multiple upgrades and just like great sail and stuff like that, reducing barrel overheating for anti-aircraft guns, and other changes such as changing the belt fed for 20mm Hispanic cannons to the number of tracers has reduced. And basically, it's mostly a buff in terms of giving equipment the modification to increase their stuff, and basically you can upgrade multiple copies of the desired weapons at once, and 20mm cannons of the anti-aircraft guns have been much easier to destroy planes. This has been really helpful for the Axis in Normandy and the Allies in Normandy in terms of taking out planes, which are very, very devastating. And then even a more bigger buff in terms of planes is update 0.4.2.53, and as for all missions, the aircraft respawn point has been further distanced from the closest capture point. Does this really matter? No, not really. Honestly, on some maps in Normandy, it really feels the same, considering the fact that you still are just gonna HFAR the heck out of the ground if you have a P-47 or M8 rockets. But that's it. That's that. Next thing we have is a temporary Shoshat squad. Honestly, if you ask me, do not get this squad. This squad is pretty bad because the Shoshat is not that great. It's bad even for World War I standards compared to machine guns like the Lewis and stuff. But that said, a Shoshat, I don't really like the gun. It's pretty slow recoil for me and slow rate of fire. Yeah, the engineer squad is something else. You can build a Dushka, but that's that. There's nothing much more I can say about that. And for the last thing we have is the new Enlisted now. Locations based on the weapons you choose. So basically what Enlisted has come out and says that in the updated Enlisted, the matchmaker, if you have enough players, will gather a team of participants close in weapons and vehicle strength, thereby creating more balanced battles. Like I said in some of my previous videos, what if that does not happen? What if there's not enough people here? Or, worst case scenario, what if you're literally going to be fighting a T-60 versus a Panzer II, or Tiger II, my bad. We have analyzed your feedback and decided to add additional rules, so that's going to be very helpful. Matchmaking will try to help the battle location that best matches your participants' weapons. Honestly, for me, it doesn't really matter considering the fact that the location. I care more about the balancing. I'm alright if I'm playing the Americans in Tunisia, Kajif Cave. I'm even alright if I'm playing as the Soviets with Mosin Nagants and I'm fighting literally in Berlin. That's alright with me. It just has to make balancing sense, and that is, I really hope that works. Obviously, of course, I could just be overthinking this and we're not just gonna have a big issue, but honestly, I really think that Enlisted has to make that rock solid, because you have one instance of T-60 versus Tiger II and everyone's just gonna bank on Enlisted for that. It's not gonna be funny, and I honestly wish that Enlisted does something about it. But that said, I do have faith in Enlisted, considering what they've been doing so far. I really do have faith. So it is a soft roll, so it'll apply as long as matchmaking session doesn't hurt your wait time, and that is the big problem. There's been some wait times that are extremely long, but thankfully that only exists in minor campaigns such as Berlin sometimes, and sometimes in the case of Tunisia. So that's that. And then another interesting thing, which I'm really looking forward to, is the advanced soldier upgrades. And in Luna's list, it will make it easier to level up individual soldiers, and the process of ability selection more interesting. Will eliminate one of the steps in soldier progression, which is unclear for many players. Remove the ability number limit and remove randomness for the mechanics of new abilities. So basically, you have a lot of good stuff. The first change is to shift from increase the maximum number of soldiers to use to rank up, earn, and level up in a simpler scheme, which basically means that you're just going to have an easier time leveling up your soldiers. The leveling up your soldiers is going to be completely new, and basically, I don't know whether it's a good or a bad thing. Enlisted by the next update, or I think it's the next update, is going to look completely different. Soldier levels in turn, instead of opening new slots, will increase the basic characteristics of the soldiers that will rank for. So basically, from what I understand, all you have to do is to play the game and you're going to rank up your dudes. And the rank of soldier itself will not exist, either with the trouble understanding the system by some commanders. So that said, the ability will undergo positive changes. You will be able to choose as many abilities as your soldier has enough basic points. So basically, you can have minus 40% recoil reduction, minus 36% horizontal recoil reduction. So that's going to be interesting. I really hope that does happen to a certain degree. And we'll place the abilities in a tree. So wishing that you are really familiar with leveling and fighting and getting experience to level up your dudes. So that's going to be interesting. And what will the major updates look like? Now, this is a little bit of foreshadowing, talking about new campaigns here. We will change the format of releasing new campaigns. Now that we don't need to start leveling up from scratch, the new campaigns will be no longer endlessly divide the player base. That's true, that's true. For example, if they add the French campaign, which it is almost a guarantee. Like, I don't really want to say a guarantee because I do not have the evidence at hand right now, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be France. If they add a French campaign, I'm literally really expecting them to just add a French tree, and that would be amazing, except for France is going to lag in semi-automatic rifles and stuff. But that said, they do have a lot of other improvements, such as new currency is going to be in silver, which is kind of what they foreshadowed last time, and the long-awaited reward for joining a random side in battle. This will make making even more able to balance in full sessions of players, and we will introduce tougher measures against deserters, since no one likes them. And there will be mechanics for squad sets. Each set can be filled with squad weapons and vehicles for as long as certain ranks, and we'll add equipment to set mechanics. But that said, that's all for Enlisted. What do you guys think about the situation? What do you guys like it? Whatever you guys want to call it. This is it for the video. Comment in the comment section down below, and have a great day, guys. I'll see you the next time.